Every great era of boxing is defined by an epic rivalry, whether it be Lewis versus Schmeling, Ali versus Frazier, or Leonard versus Duran, the list goes on and on. But for this era, it is defined by one rivalry and one rivalry only, and that is Oleksandr Usyk versus Tyson Fury. But to truly understand what makes the rivalry so special, we have to take a trip all the way back to where it began. From their humble beginnings all the way up to their first epic clash in Riyadh, and then on to this rematch, which is not only going to define both of their legacies, but the legacy of this modern heavyweight era as a whole. So let's not waste any more time, guys. Let's get straight into it. They are not only great rivals for each other inside the ring, where you have the two greatest heavyweights of our time going blow for blow with a beautiful clash of styles, they're also great foil for each other outside the ring too. Polar opposites, you have Tyson Fury, the giant showman, who gives a sense of chaos, drama, and humor that we haven't seen in the heavyweight division since the days of Ali. And by contrast, you have Oleksandr Usyk, the Grandmaster, the charismatic yet stoic technician who is all about precision and no-nonsense focus. Tyson Fury was born August 12, 1988, into an Irish traveller family that was steeped in fighting heritage. He was born 3 months premature, weighing just 1 pound. His survival instincts were evident from the second he was born, and they, just like his height, would only grow from there. From a very early age, Tyson Fury was drawn to the fighting life. His father and all his uncles were bare knuckle boxers, but Tyson himself had bigger dreams. By the time he was a teenager, he was already 6.5 feet tall, with his natural talent evident for anyone who was watching. However, Tyson Fury's journey was anything but smooth. As he battled inside the ring, clawing his way up the heavyweight ranks, he was also battling a deep depression outside the ring too. This all came to a head in 2015 after his upset victory over the great Vladimir Klitschko to claim the heavyweight title. After this, his depression spiraled out of control. He began also battling substance abuse and weight gain. He ended up ballooning up to over 400 pounds and was forced into a very early retirement. Many people believing the Gypsy King was finished and would never fight again. A couple thousand miles away in Ukraine, another champion was being quietly forged. Oleksandr Usyk, a boy of boundless energy and ambition, was born into a country rich in boxing tradition, but plagued by political and economic instability. Usyk, born into a modest working class family, felt the effects of this more than most. Still, he never let that hold him back. He took to sports and athletics from an early age and initially dreamed of becoming a professional pro footballer, which he had the potential to do. But when his parents were no longer able to financially support his budding football career, Usyk turned to boxing instead, a decision which would change his life forever. Usyk's dedication set him apart from the others straight away. While others relied on raw talent, he honed his skills in a military-like fashion and dedication, which eventually made him a master of his craft. Usyk's amateur career was nothing short of extraordinary, having over 300 amateur fights and only losing 15 of them. This all culminated in a gold medal win at the 2012 London Olympics, which solidified Usyk as one of the greatest amateur boxers of his generation. However, just like Tyson Fury, Usyk's transition into the pros wasn't without his struggles either. Not long after he won his Olympic gold medal, his father, who was also his best friend and idol, unfortunately passed away. Usyk persevered and kept going, determined to win a world title and make his father proud. And he didn't have to wait too long to do that either. In 2016, in only Usyk's 10th pro fight, he took on Krzysztof Glowacki and took the WBO cruiserweight title. He did this in Glowacki's home country of Poland, something Usyk would make a habit of doing going forward, by going to champions' backyards and ripping their belts from them. So while Tyson Fury was battling his demons outside the ring, Usyk was carving out a path for destruction inside the ring. By 2018, thanks to the World Boxing Super Series, Usyk had become the undisputed cruiserweight champion, in a stacked division too. On the way to becoming undisputed, he beat the likes of Michael Hunter, Marco Huck, Myris Bradis, Murat Gassiev, and Tony Bellew, beating every single one of them in their home country. Usyk wanted all the smoke, but he wasn't done yet. He wanted to move up to the land of the giants, the heavyweight division, and become undisputed there as well. Meanwhile, Fury was planning a miraculous comeback. He got sober and dropped over 150 pounds in order to face the dangerous Deontay Wilder in the same year Usyk became undisputed. In the 12th and final round of this fight, Wilder hit Fury clean with one of his signature right hands. Fury looked completely out for the count, but just like a phoenix rising from the ashes, he managed to get to his feet and hear the final bell. The fight ended in a controversial draw, but I think anyone with eyes watching that fight can clearly see that Fury won. And in the rematch, he didn't just defeat Wilder, he decimated him. He broke him down systematically in one of the best heavyweight performances we've seen in the modern era. This firmly cemented his place as the heavyweight king. While Tyson Fury finished off his trilogy with Deontay Wilder by knocking him out in the third fight, Usyk was claiming heavyweight supremacy of his own. He took 2 warm-up fights against Chaz Witherspoon and Derek Chisora to get used to the division. He then jumped straight into the deep end, facing the unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua in his hometown of London. He didn't just beat Anthony Joshua, he gave him a boxing lesson. Not once, but twice. Now, the stage was set. 2 men, 4 belts. A battle for heavyweight undisputed supremacy for the first time in 25 years was imminent. Right? You see, Tyson Fury was known at this time as the People's Champion, a man who overcame impossible odds inside and outside the ring, had a very relatable battle with depression. He became beloved by the masses. But it seemed when the Usyk fight came calling, the narrative began to shift. As Oleksandr Usyk kept calling out Tyson Fury's name, Fury's career choices began to look more and more puzzling. In 2022, Fury promised the fans an undisputed clash with Usyk, but Fury kept moving the goalposts in negotiations, asking for this clause and that clause to be inserted into the contract. He eventually gave Usyk a final offer of a 70-30 split in Fury's favor, which was insulting considering that Usyk held 3 of the belts and Fury only held 1. Nevertheless, being the true warrior that he is, Usyk called Tyson Fury's bluff and accepted the 70-30 split.
I see all this talk of boxing fights, they want 50%, Usyk's and all this, Tyson's being greedy. Where I'm standing, Usyk, you and your team are worth 30%. You either take it or you leave it.
Hey, greedy belly, I accept your offer. 70-30 split to fight with you on April 29th at Wembley.
Fury still pulled out of the negotiations, instead opting for a pointless trilogy fight with Derek Chisora. Now, for context, their second fight was such a mismatch that fans began booing in the stadium. Not only that, Fury and his team decided to charge a record pay-per-view price to fans for the privilege. Suddenly, Tyson Fury didn't quite look like the People's Champion anymore. But fans' frustration didn't end there. In 2013, Fury shocked the boxing world again, not by accepting the fight with Oleksandr Usyk, but by taking on a boxing debutante in the name of Francis Ngannou. Now, Ngannou, the MMA champion at the time, was a giant beast of a man, but at the same time had never had a pro boxing match in his life. What was marketed as a crossover spectacle quickly turned into a circus show and a PR nightmare for Tyson Fury. He was dropped by Ngannou in the 3rd round and looked worse than he ever had in his boxing career. He did manage to scrape a split decision win, but the damage was done. Fury didn't only embarrass himself that night, he embarrassed boxing, causing the whole sport's credibility to be put into question if a novice could come in there and drop the supposed best in the world so easily. For many of Tyson Fury's die-hard fans, this was the breaking point. The Gypsy King, who was once beloved by fans for his charisma, humor, and advocacy for mental health, had now firmly been placed into the role of pantomime villain. He was viewed as a champion who ducked the real challenges when they mattered most, in favor of easy paydays. And as boxing fans began to turn away from Tyson Fury, they also began turning towards Oleksandr Usyk. Usyk, who has always been the consummate professional, the man who not only accepted the greatest, most daunting challenges when they came calling, he actively sought them out. He was a true champion and a breath of fresh air in every sense of the word. And if you couple this with his unique blend of charisma, stoicism, and humility, it was now Oleksandr Usyk who was the People's Champion. And now Tyson Fury was left with only one option to salvage his reputation and legacy. He had to face Oleksandr Usyk now.
I
Ladies
already
and
relieved one
gentlemen,
Ukrainian of all the belts.
glory
And
to
I
the
relieve
heroes.
that idiot. I'm gonna bust him. Sausage, ugly little man, rabbit. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. You're fighting the best British heavyweight there's ever been. The dauntless in these waters, me. He ain't beat Tyson Fury yet, sausage. Look at him, his heart's pounding now. He's like a little with an earring in. House. His have shriveled up now, they have. Little sausage.
I don't more
with an earring
speak.
in. You
I more speak in the ring.
getting knocked out, mother.
However, in some aspects, it was too little too late. The original fight was scheduled for February 2024, but Fury suffered a cut during a sparring session and it was pushed back until May. He had lost trust of the fans to the point that a lot of people speculated whether he deliberately cut himself in order to find a way out of the fight. This didn't happen, however, and the fight did take place in Riyadh in May 18th, 2024. And what did take place was a battle and a clash of styles that will be studied for generations. Fury's size and reach did pose significant difficulties for Usyk, particularly in the middle rounds, but the Ukrainian's speed, footwork and boxing IQ helped him turn the tide, culminating in an epic 9th round knockdown, one of the most iconic moments in modern boxing history, where Fury was literally battered from pillar to post all around the ring as Usyk stalked him looking for the finish. This didn't happen, however, and Fury did manage to survive until the final bell, but the final verdict was a split decision in favor of Oleksandr Usyk, becoming only the second man in boxing history to become undisputed at cruiserweight and heavyweight. Usyk had firmly placed himself as an all-time generational great and has slain every single giant that lurked the heavyweight division. And now we find ourselves at the rematch, a fight which promises to be even more captivating than the first. Now both of these boxing masterminds have 12 rounds of data on each other. Expect to see an even more intriguing chess match with many more switches in momentum and many more moments we will talk about for years to come. The stakes are clear for both men. For Tyson Fury, this is his final chance at redemption, a chance to not only regain his title, but also regain his reputation as the best of the heavyweights. And for Oleksandr Usyk, it's a chance to even further cement himself amongst the all-time greats and become one step closer to being the only heavyweight champion other than the great Rocky Marciano to retire undefeated. So no matter which way you slice it, guys, history will be made on December 21st. This road to the ring has been long and grueling for both men, but they both find themselves at the most important crossroad of their career. Who do you guys think is going to come out on top? Do you think it's going to be Oleksandr Usyk or Tyson Fury? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, make sure to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button so you can stay notified for when I drop my review straight after the fight. I can't wait, guys, and I know you can't either. So make sure you join the community and help the channel grow. And if you guys like the video, hit the like button and make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay notified for when I drop my review right after the fight. But until then, guys, peace.